Hey, this is Dave Weber. I wanted to give you this tip. It it's a really cool tip, and it's free, totally free. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever made a blog post or built a blog or made a page on your website and your traffic stunk? So you got to ask the question, how do these like top 1%ers on the internet, how do they get so much traffic? Well, I'm going to show you a tip on how you can explode the traffic coming to your site on every single post that you create for free. All right, and all you have to do is think a little bit out of the box here. So what I'm going to do is this is a free tool, Domain Samurai, but it has a keyword research function inside of it, and one of the things that it gives us is that secret little tip. So if we were to create whatever, we're going to come up with a keyword research. Let's just put in here fishing, and you just type it in there. You click outside the box and it fills in the rest, and then you create. Okay, this is creating a project, and we go to keyword research. Now this works in conjunction with your Google Keyword Planner account. So that's free. Just type into Google Keyword Planner, and they'll give you a link where you can sign up for a free Google Keyword. It's actually an AdWords account, but it's free. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to do anything with AdWords. All you need is a Gmail account, and you're set to go. Sign up. Okay, so our keyword here is fishing, and I'm going to generate keywords, and all I do is click this button. So what this is doing is Domain Samurai is going out to gather information from Google Keyword Planner, and Google's getting a little crazy lately with not wanting us to really have any sort of control on getting this onto the search engines. So it will go out, excuse me, it will go out and find other sources. So it gets whatever it can from Google Keyword Planner. If it can't get any of that information, it's going to turn around and get it from somewhere else, maybe Bing or somewhere else. But right now it's gathering that information. And it's going to populate the field, and sometimes it takes a little time to do that. So there you go. Now if you want to do keyword analysis on it, just click on this button down here, keyword analysis, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add total searches. I'd like to see the total searches for a keyword. I'm going to uncheck for this demonstration. I'm going to uncheck majestic competition, but I normally do that, and I'm just going to click up here on basic competition, and it's going to give me all of these. It'll give me the SEO competition, the title competition, the URL competition, and the title comp ratio. Okay, and okay, so it's going to fill out this information, and when I click this button over here, analyze keywords, it's going to go out and analyze it. Now I've already done it, and to save time for the video, I've already done it for another keyword. So let's do this. Let's close this, save and close project, and then I'm going to open up the project that's already been analyzed, and I'm going to go to fly fishing. So if in this case we did fly fishing and we did the keyword research and then we did that push the analyze keyword button, it would come up with all this information, and it's listing the searches here. This is daily searches. So when you go on to Google Keyword Planner, it's showing monthly searches, but on Domain Samurai or Market Samurai it's showing daily searches. So here's the tip. This is the tip. We want to be like the top 1%ers on the internet, those people who are making a six-figure income from their blogs, and they're going fly fishing. They have this full-time life. They're out there fly fishing, they're traveling, or whatever. They're living off of their laptop, they're working from home. How do you do that? How do you make a six-figure income doing that? Well, first of all, you got to get all of your pages, or a lot of your pages, up on the top of page 1. So we need to start thinking like those 1% people. Right? And here's the little trick. If you hold your cursor up here, it'll tell you what the column is all about. This is total searches. Right? This is search engine optimization, or SEO comp, the total number of web pages. globally that mention a specific keyword term in the same word order. Okay, so basically I said for this it's fly fishing, right? But as we go down on the side here, we're seeing different keyword phrases. So let's look at this one down here, trout fishing. Okay, if we go to SEOC, or globally, there's 7,930,000 pages out there that mention trout fishing. This column over here tells us the title competition. So the total number of web pages globally that mention all of the words in a keyword term in the title of the page. So out of pay attention to this, please. Out of 7,930,000 pages out there that mention trout fishing, only 110,000 of them mention it in the title. Now, there's one more column over here, and this is the kicker. This is your free tip. This tip, if you follow this tip with this free tool, okay, it's a free tool. You click on a link, you download it, there's no strings attached, nothing. It's free. Using this free tool, just doing keyword research before you do your blog posts, and following this one simple little trick, your success rate will skyrocket. You will land on pages, or have at least the potential to land on pages you could never do before, and I'll show you how to tweak that too to make sure that you can move up any page that you want to. And here's the trick. This column here is title comp. Okay, it's a ratio. So this is the ratio of this column and the other column. So it's a ratio of the SEO title competition and the competition. So here's a title competition, which is how many people have it in their title, the keywords, and this is the global competition. So they take a ratio of these two, okay, and they come with this title competition ratio. And if we look down here, we come down, we see 2%, 2%, 1%, 1%. These are the guys that you're looking for. So you can do some broad term like fly fishing, and it pops up and says, hey, trout fishing has 7,930,000 mentions on the internet, but only 110,000 of them have it in the title. But there's actually 4 things that we want in order to get up to the top of the page. So we look over here and say 1%. That's almost excuse me. This is a shortcut. Okay, this is using the free version, and I'm giving you a tip here that can help you so much get up to the top of the search engine. You can take it further, if you have the paid version, but you don't have to have that. You can take this. If you don't have the money to invest in yourself, it's cool. If you're just starting out, it's cool. This is what you look for. You look for zeros and you look for ones. And I'll show you what this means. But we're going to look at trout fishing, okay, to show you why this 1%. Now, I want you to stop and think of something really quick. This is daily searches. So 398 per day times 30 days in a month is 11,940. Basically 12,000 searches per month. Let me ask you, are you getting per page on your website or per post, are you getting 12,000 visitors per month per blog post? If the answer is no, you have to ask yourself, how do these 1%ers do it? And I'm giving you the answer. I'm going to show you in greater detail what that answer means, but right now it's just a cheat. It's just a tip. Okay? But think about that. 12,000 visitors per month from one blog post. Is it worth it to put a little effort into it? Yeah. Now, what if on that page you had like one affiliate link to, I don't know, some fishing tackle or something, some affiliate product, and they click on the link, and out of 12,000 people, whatever, if you got 10% of them click on the link, you're making money. But if you were to do this on every single one of your blog posts, you can make a lot of money. And that's the difference between having a sport or a hobby, or turning that sport or hobby into a business that gives you this full-time life. Right? That's the difference. So let's look deeper at trout fishing. Now, what I did is I click on it to highlight it, but I also clicked on this key, and what that does is it adds a tab up here on the top. And so trout fishing is here by itself. And I open it up, and what I did was, come on, open up. I could do a keyword research on that specific word and get even more related keywords, or I could look for domains with that in there. Okay, but what I've also done is I opened it up in Market Samurai to show you those other things, the reason why that 1% is so critical. So let's look at that. So what I did was I did the same exact word search on Market Samurai, which is a paid version. It's cheap, it's not expensive, but it's a paid version. But I did the exact same, and then I put trout fishing up here, and then I did SEO competition. And now what this is showing us is the top 10 posts or videos on page 1. When you type in trout fishing, this is what you're going to see. It are these 10. Now I want you to notice something. Here's a dfw.state.or.us. Okay, so basically it's a government agency talking about probably fishing regulations. Here's another one, mdc.mo, it's probably Missouri, .gov, fishing, species, blah blah blah. Iowa.gov. See, these are all fishing game websites talking about trout fishing. But if you were a visitor or somebody wanted to learn about trout fishing, you typed in trout fishing. What are you finding? The only thing you're finding on this entire page are government agencies talking about trout. That's it. Now you could go check out these two YouTube videos, and here's a WikiHow catch trout. Okay, and then the last one, the first one I should say, dnr.state.mn.us. There you go, fisheries. So when the person types in trout fishing, looking for information about trout fishing, they're not finding the answer. They're just finding government agencies. So how do you get to the top? Now, we talked about the title. We talked about the global competition versus only 110,000 pages on the internet have it in the title. So here is the real secret where we take that 1% and we can drive ourselves to the top. And trust me, when you learn how to do this, it's like walking out in the driveway and finding a gold bar or gold brick, because this is the answer. This is how the top 1% of the people out there on the internet are making money, by knowing this. So I want you to pay attention to this. Title, the URL, the description, and it says head or header. What we have total control over this. When we create a blog post, we can put it in our title. We can have, for this, right? We're talking about trout fishing. We could have trout fishing in the title. We could have trout fishing in our URL. We put trout fishing in our meta description, and I'll show you. It's not this high-techy word. Just think of it as a description. And then this head tag or header tag, H1 tag. Okay, so that's what we want. So here it is. The top person has it in the title. Remember, we saw it. It says 110,000 pages. Had it in the title. Well, it says yes. There you go. This is one of the 1%ers. But it does not have it in the URL. It does not have it in the description. But it does have it in the header tag. The number 2, and this is a YouTube video. And right now, just knowing this, I know I could go out there and make a YouTube video on trout fishing and get it on the top of page 1 in the YouTube search engine, because here we have the term for trout fishing, and there's 2 YouTube videos, and it does not have it in the title, it doesn't have it in the URL, it doesn't have it in the description, it doesn't have it in the header. And the second YouTube video, same thing. No. And then we got WikiHow. It says no, it's not in the title, not in the URL, but it does have it in the description, but it doesn't have it. See what's happening? Now here we have one that has yes in the title, yes in the URL. It doesn't have it in the description, but it does have it in the H1. And then after that, the closest one to that, to having that many yeses, is this one down here that has it in the title, the URL, the description, but not in the header. And then finally, out of 10, 1 out of 10 has it in the title, has trout fishing in the title, in the URL, in the description, and in the header. So we are in total control over these 4 things. In fact, I'm done with that. When I go to do a blog post, I'm done with that. In a matter of a minute or 2, I'm done. I have all the 4 things that I need. After that, I put in my content that has, somewhat of a balanced keyword ratio in there, keyword density. And then after that, it's all about backlinks. Now, right here we have a couple of greens scattered, and we have some yellows. These 1% words that I'm talking about, the 0% and 1% words that we're talking about on this free tool, right? This is free. Like the 0%. I mean, there's phishing games. I don't want to talk about that, but 0% or 1% or 2%. When I find these things, sometimes I come over to this, and these are all no's, and then these backlinking things are all green, and they all say 0. Or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and that's it. And when I look at that, it's like that is a written invitation for Dave Weber to go bam and put it right at the top of the search engine on a number 1 page. And number 1 page, people type in the answer, they find me, and I get all the traffic or half the traffic. Now, is that worth putting a little time into understanding how to do this? Yeah, I think it does. So let's look at this. A real life example, and then I'll show you how to do it on a blog post. So here's a real life example, okay? Up here, if you look at this website here, it says MLM clue to online lead generation. Now, the keyword actually was MLM clue in this as a example. So there you go. It's in the URL. It's in the title. It's in the H1 tag. And there it is in my description, because my first couple of sentences are always my description. So there it is. See that? The 4 things that you have to have, it's right there. On every single blog post, every single page that I do, it's always that way. Why? Because I know how the top 1%ers get on the page. So let's do that. If we were making a blog post and we were using the keywords trout fishing, here it is. We make the title, and there you go. Trout fishing is in the title. Now in WordPress, when you do that and then you click out of it, boom, it makes the URL for you. It doesn't get locked in until you hit publish. It gets preliminarily locked in when you hit save draft, which I've done. But there you can see it. Trout fishing is in the URL. So it's in the title, in the URL, and all I did was type it in here, and there it is. It's in my URL. Now I come down and I type in trout fishing using fly fishing gear, and all you do is highlight that and come over here, and you have a choice, making it a paragraph, which is regular content text, or you can select heading 1. We call that H1 tag or H header tag. And then you have H2, which is you would do the next paragraph, next section break, you would put an H2 tag in there. And basically, if you have those 2, you're rocking and rolling, okay? But for now, we're just talking about the H1 tag. So there you have it. We have it in the title. We have it in the URL, and we have it in the H1 tag. Now, the only thing we need to do is make sure it's in the description, right? The meta description. Well, we come down here, and I put in the keyword, which is trout fishing. And as soon as I do that, I'm telling WordPress, I'm telling my SEO software that I'm using, which is WordPress SEO by Yoast, or Yoast SEO. And as soon as I do that, it knows that when I make my meta description, it will highlight the keywords or parts of the keywords. So trout fishing and fly fishing, it's highlighted. So all I do is put in my keyword. Then I come down here, everything else gets filled out automatically, and then I come here and I make a meta description. This is the meta description. So what you want to do is whatever the keyword phrase is, you want it to start off with that. The proper SEO is that's how you do it. So if trout fishing is your keyword, you put that in your title, you put that in your meta description, you put that in the URL. You always want it to start off with that. And this is the meta description, starts off with trout fishing. So I put in trout fishing using fly fishing gear can be a great hobby or sport, but what if you turn trout fishing into a work from home business that paid you to fish? Okay, Now what happened here is you're only allowed 156 characters, and I'm over by 2, and that's because I forgot to put in the into here, and then when I added it, it went over. So I'm going to come back here and tweak that, change it around to make sure. And what will happen is if you're over, you'll see at the end of your meta description it goes dot 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 dot. See, it chopped off the word fish and put dots there, and that's because I went over. If you keep it at 156 characters or less, it will have these 2 sentences and a period. End of story. That'll be it. And this is what you see in Google. So, this is why it's so important to have it in your title, in the header, in the URL, and in the meta description. This is what Google wants to put in front of people. So if you looked up trout fishing and you came to that page with all these government agencies on there, and there was a private blog talking about trout fishing using fly fishing gear, you go, hey, that's what I'm interested in. Well, maybe I'm looking at spinning gear, but let me look at it anyway, because maybe they have articles about spinning gear. So as soon as you see the title, as soon as you see that meta description, you want to click on it. And when that starts to happen, and you just get on page 1, anywhere on page 1, and that starts to happen, you're going to move to the top of page 1 as well. So there you have it, meta description. And what I do is I copy this. I put in the title, I put in the H1 tag, then I come down here, put in the keywords. This fills out by itself. I make my meta description. I click this and highlight it. I copy it, and then I take it up here and I paste it in here. Boom. You see, it only takes you a couple of minutes, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and you have the 4 things that you need to get Google to look at you seriously. You have all these yeses across the board. In a matter of 1 to 2 minutes, you're done. You did it. Now you add your content, and you have just put in more information and the correct information than 99% of the people that were talking about trout fishing or whatever term you're looking at. See, you can become a 1%er. You can make a 6-figure income from your blog if you know what you're doing. So, and this is a free tool. It's free. You download it and start playing with it. There's tons of tutorial videos in there to show you how to use it. I'm just showing you, actually this is Market Samurai. This is the paid version, but this is the free version. I'm just showing you that, hey, using this free thing, you can cheat and just look for the ones. And you can turn around, you can click on any column and it will sort it by the quantity. You can click it again and go reverse quantity. So, you can, that's why I always put total number of searches. And look, the second one is about flying fish. Now, do you want to write about flying fish? Maybe not. The third one is 0, fishing games. Maybe you don't want to. But then again, stop and think about it. 1,627 per day times 30 days is 48,810 visitors per month. Maybe I could think about something about fishing games. Maybe you could talk about, going out there fishing and making a game of it with your grandchild or your son or something. I don't know, but there's almost 50,000 people almost per month looking for fishing games. And out of all of them on the internet, 0% of them have it in the title and everything. When you go and use it, on Market Samurai, you're going to see that. But even if you didn't have that, even if you're just using free, 0%, I'm telling you, do what I showed you, putting it in the title, putting it in the URL, putting it in the H1 tag, put it in your meta description. You do those 4 things, and you're almost guaranteed you're going to get really darn close to page 1. And now you add some backlinks to that, and you'll push it right to the top. But look at that. Look at the traffic per day, and 0. Then you come down here. Shimano reels, 2%. Fishing rod, 3%. Here's another one. Fishing license, 0%. 0% of the people have that the way it should be. And then you can go down further, and you'll find more. Here's another 0. That was fishing license. Fishing poles, 0. Here's trout fishing at 1. There's another one up here at 1. Fishing pole. And sometimes taking it from a plural to a singular can make all the difference in the world. Everybody else is putting in their fishing poles, but nobody's putting in fishing pole. Sometimes all it takes. And here's another one, fly fishing. See, fly fishing is actually 2 words. Somebody else they're searching 266 per day. So 266 times 30 is 7,980. So let's say 8,000 people per month are typing it in wrong. In other words, they're misspelling it. If fly fishing is supposed to be 2 words, you have that many people per month, typing it in wrong. And that's okay. It gives you an opportunity to step in. Not to say you have to write about fly fishing. I'm just saying that your keyword phrases, sometimes they misspell the words. And all you have to do is type it in and make a blog post about it, whatever it is, in this case fly fishing, and put it together as 1 word instead of 2 words, and bingo, you fill the gap. Okay? So this is so important. This right here, this is like the golden rule. As you build your blog post, or page, remember and try and get your keywords from the very beginning, starting with the keywords. Now, what I've done here is, this is a keyword, trout fishing, and fly fishing could be another keyword, and fly fishing gear could be another keyword. So this is more of a longer tail keyword. I'm actually having 1 keyword and possibly 2 related keywords in the exact same title. That means I could be found on 3 different search engine result pages. And if those 3 search engine result pages just happen to be like this with 1% or 0%, I could be at the top of 3 just by making a 1 blog post. This is super, super powerful stuff. If you understand this, you are 99% of the way there. After that, this is what you need to focus on, is backlinking, getting on other domains, other blogs, other article directories, YouTube channel, Facebook, whatever, linking to that page, saying, hey people, and putting the link to that page, and then you'll get a backlink. And you'll see here, at the bottom, this is the only one here that we might have trouble with getting past, but we can certainly get past this. This one, there's a no over here, and there's a whole bunch up here that say no, 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 no. So we got a good chance of getting past that. Once we get up to here, what we have to focus on is getting past 18 backlinks over here and 50 over here. So this is referring domains to the page. So total number of unique domains with backlinks pointing to a specific page. A backlink going to trout fishing with fly fishing gear, right? Specific backlinks to that page. And then this, we'll put a cursor over BLP, that's page backlinks, the total number of links pointing to a specific URL. This does not include any links from the website itself. Excuse me. So again, that's to that URL. Trout fishing using fly fishing gear. That URL. DaveWeber.com. That's what we have to do. But look, we know what we have to do. We know we need 19 or 20 over here. We know we need 51 or 60 or something over here. And if we have yeses all the way across the board and we have more backlinks than this guy, there's no reason with a little bit of time and a little bit of effort that we can't push that thing to the top of the page. But this is where it starts. And if you don't have the money to invest in something like Market Samurai or SEO Cockpit or something like that, here, this is free. This is free. Type in a keyword that you're looking for and find those ones. A 0 or a 1. Find those. Look for them. And make sure your daily searches are making it worth your while. And whatever it says here, just multiply times 30. Okay? So, I hope that this really helps you out with your blogging. This is a secret. If you're wondering how these stupid people keep getting their blogs rated and they're always on page 1 and the top of page 1, this is it. Now, there's a little bit more details that we find on Market Samurai versus Domain Samurai. A little bit more information, and for me, it's critical. I won't even touch my keyboard and start writing a blog post until I have all the information that I need. And that's the way it is, and that's the way it is with the top 1%. This is what we do. I mean, I was talking to a guy a couple of days ago, and I told him I got a page top of Google, #1 spot, #2 spot. It's been there for about 3 years now, and this is how you do it. And the other guy, I could go up to the top and see how many backlinks he has and just get more backlinks than him. I'll go right back to the top of the page. This is how you do it. If you're just starting out, your money is tight, that's cool. That's how we all started. Start out with Domain Samurai. It's free. Right below this video, whether it's on YouTube or in a blog post, wherever you found it, in the description or in the text or content below this video, you'll find the link where you can just click on it and download Domain Samurai for free. It's just a free gift. And I really, really, really hope that this blesses you and helps you get your pages to the top of page 1. So this is Dave Weber. I wish you the absolute best of success in all your business endeavors, especially with your blogging. And grab this tool, download it, and start playing with it, and start going after the top 1% pages. Come join us at the top of the page. There's a lot of room up here. You just got to know how to get there. It's a little bit of a paradigm shift, but you can do it. You can do it. Take this tip and run with it, man. And I'll catch you later. Bye.